Hello everybody, Jordan Nelson here. So today we're going to talk about how to start, build, grow a successful business. Could be YouTube channel, can be pretty much anything. So building something, what's my number one tip regarding that? So I'm just going to start right off the bat with the title of the tip. It is to maintain proper perspective. Now let me tease that out for you because it's pretty broad. So the number one struggle that I hear about is people getting discouraged and quitting because their work isn't good enough, especially compared to other people that they're watching online or people that they know who have done the same thing that they're trying to do. And they get discouraged by seeing where that person's at and where they are. And maybe growth is happening really slowly and I'm just getting discouraged because I'm putting in a whole lot of work and not seeing much return on it. So let's say, for example, you're gonna start a video production company. If you practice enough, if you get to know your equipment, if you take advantage of training resources online, if you learn from those who have gone before you and humbly take things from them that you can learn and you go and put it into practice, like you will improve, you will get better. So all the practical tips of how to expose your camera correctly, or how should you price your wedding films, or how do you stabilize your camera footage better, all of those things, those are easy. You can find them online and you can go and practice and there is improvement right there. You can see it happening. You can learn and hone those skills to make your product better. Now, most people think that these types of practical things are their main problem. So, oh, I have shaky footage, that's my main problem. That's why I'm not growing. That's why it's hard to start this thing. Now, of course, if your work is super sloppy, then you necessarily need to improve if you want to grow. If you want to get clients or you want people to watch something, you do need to improve those practical things. If you're not working on those things like your skills and the quality of your work, then you obviously are not going to grow. But that is typically not people's main problem when they try to start, build, or grow something. So here are the three main problems that I see when it comes to maintaining proper perspective. Number one, the insatiable desire for instant gratification. A lot of it is just a lack of patience. I want what I want right now. So maybe you're starting a YouTube channel, or maybe you have already 20 videos out there, but every time that you post, you're just obsessing over the analytics and getting really discouraged because that view count is not what you wanted. That subscriber count is not what you wanted. You think you should have more now. Now, you probably wouldn't say this like, yeah, I'm a child throwing a fit, throwing a tantrum because I'm not getting what I want. I know you're not doing that, but I think a lot of people get really discouraged because they see their goal and they see where they're at and they just see a huge chasm in between. And really, this just requires patience. You need to fight that need for instant gratification and instant results because this is a long game. You're playing the long game. We can get everything that we want pretty much like yesterday. Amazon Prime, our phones, internet, everything's just really fast. So I just think we are so used to and expect things like that. Building something like this, a business, whatever you're doing, is far different than that. It's far different than what you're used to and be able to get what you want very quickly. This is going to be a long process. So just have that expectation. Things that take hard work like this will not come quickly. Okay, main problem number two is an unhealthy comparison to other people. So you admire other people and their work. That is fantastic. Keep doing that. Do not change that. But just don't dwell there too long because ideally you want to be celebrating, admiring, humbly learning from, and inspired by their work. But I've seen far too many times when people spend all their time watching other people's work and they just get more and more discouraged because they see their inadequacies or they're so much farther behind or they don't think they could ever get to that level, that they don't have the skills. You might not have the skills that that person has right now. They didn't probably when they were in your position either. They had to grow and play the long game just like you're gonna have to do. But if you stay in that space too long where you were just continually watching other people and getting discouraged, then you are more likely to just up and quit and say, I just can't do this, this is too hard. You don't want that, you wanna stay the course. So you need to fight this. You are on your own journey with your own goals as far as starting this thing, and you're on a totally different timeline than other people. So for sure, learn from what other people have done who have gone before you. That's a gift, that's awesome, please do that. But then focus on what you're creating, focus on your progression, your growth, in whatever you're trying to do. Like, it sounds so simple and so obvious. Like, why would I ever compare myself to somebody who's been doing this for a longer amount of time, who has more equipment, more skills, more whatever, who's just farther along? Why am I comparing myself to that person? It's like comparing apples to oranges. It just makes no sense. I think we would all kind of say that. We all logically, I think, come to that conclusion, but we still continually get discouraged by seeing other people's success or good work. One, that's just selfish. We want to be able to celebrate that person and say, you are doing such good work. I want to honor you in that. And we're just thinking more about ourselves and what we want. That's just the problem that we have. So we need to be humble, be patient, follow the path that we are on. Don't try to live through someone else's path. So perspective problem number 3 is that you love to learn and learn and learn, but you do not put these things into practice. Like, how many YouTube videos have you watched on a certain skill, but you have not taken your camera to go out and try it? Or you've done it once and been like, oh, this is a hassle, and then you just set the camera down and said, whatever. So for example, let's say you watch a video on how to stabilize your camera. So then you go out and you try it, and maybe you're just not very good at it, or you feel like it's too hard or too much of a hassle. You just set off to the side, and then you go and make a wedding film with really shaky footage. You get really discouraged because, man, my work just isn't very good. Because you learned things, but you did not practice them and put them into action. So now your work is suffering and you're getting more discouraged. You need to actually put into practice what you are learning. Just because I have information in my brain doesn't mean I can go and execute it very well yet. So you have to practice, you have to create that video, you have to make that website, you have to make moves from things or ideas maybe that you just even have. You need to go and act on them, make them happen. Don't just make them all theoretical. This also sounds obvious, but actually doing things that you have learned about or have thought about is not as easy as it seems, because it takes sacrifice, it takes time, it takes money, it takes putting yourself out there, maybe some amount of risk. So you need to decide, is the sacrifice worth it? That's on you to decide in your own situation, but just make sure that you're not just in the echo chamber of YouTube videos that you're watching or learning from other people, or just in your own head. Don't sit in that echo chamber. Go out and make things, go out and do things. So as a recap, my main tip to building something successful is to maintain proper perspective. So number 1, killing the need for instant gratification. You want to build perseverance, endurance, and patience into your life. Number 2, spending a lot of time on unhealthy comparisons with other people who you're trying to be like or emulate or learn from. So don't get caught in that. And then number 3, don't just gain a bunch of knowledge without doing anything actionable with it. Knowledge is awesome, learning is awesome, not against it. Please do it, but please apply it so that you can grow and not wonder why you're not growing, why you're not getting more clients or more views, because you are not improving your product and your work. So that's all I got. I'm sure there's plenty more. And if you do disagree or agree on any of this stuff, please let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are, anything that you would like to add to this list about building a business, kind of with a perspective type of focus, not just all the practicals, of camera work or different details like that, but just having the right perspective when starting, building, or growing something. I would love to hear from you guys. I do value your opinion, so please leave a comment. If you did like this video, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I have a lot more videos like this on the channel, focused mostly on wedding videography and just video creation in general. So if you want to see more videos on that, please go ahead and subscribe. And thanks so much for watching, everybody. I will see you all in the next video.